All right, so the UEFA Champions League is back on your screens. Yes, 2026, the UEFA Champions League is back as Matchday 27 resumed in the UEFA Champions League. Now let's talk about some matches. Some unexpected results that came about in the Champions League Matchday 7. Yes, of course, we'll be talking about Manchester City because yes, no one expected Manchester City to lose their Champions League game away from home to Glint, a club from Norway, losing by 3-1. And unfortunately, I don't know what to say with Pep Guardiola's team because over the weekend they lost to Manchester United in the Manchester derby, and coming into the Champions League, everyone was thinking they could win this particular game. People will say Bodo Glimt they have average players, but this is a Champions League. It's a new format where every team gets to play each other in a fair manner. This time is not this home and away thing that you used to do. You play one game, you make sure you kill it, and then you're good to go. But it was unfortunate for Manchester City. They lost away by 3-1 on Matchday 7 in the Champions League. Hopefully, maybe Pep Guardiola, he knows what he's doing. Unfortunately, Antoine Semenyo couldn't feature. I'm sure people will be asking why he didn't play that game. Well, the reason is that, he came at a time when registration was done. So hopefully, maybe during the knockout stage, Antoine Semenyo could be registered to play in the Champions League. So that was one of the reasons why Antoine Semenyo didn't feature for Manchester City in the UEFA Champions League. But moving on to other matches, you also saw Club Brugge. They defeated Kirat Alati by 4-1. Club Brugge, everyone knows they will definitely finish off this team. It's obviously clear that we're going to win this particular match. And other matches also saw Napoli draw against Copenhagen by 1. That's 1-1. Napoli had a lead through Scott McTominay, and then later in the game, Copenhagen drew levels, making sure that they picked up at least 1 point in the UEFA Champions League. This time around, the UEFA Champions League has been designed in a way that if you win, if you are placed within the top 8, you get automatic qualifications to the knockout stage. But then from 9 to 16, you also play some matches before you reach the knockout stage. So hopefully, maybe Copenhagen, they may pull off a surprise. Napoli, we haven't really seen them that much, especially in the Italian Serie A. They are I think second or third hoping that they could defend their Serie A title and then hopefully win the Champions League this season. But now let's talk about Ajax, because Ajax, since Mohamed Kudus left Ajax, some couple of seasons ago, we've not seen the Ajax that we used to see them in the Champions League and then the Dutch Eredivisie, where you used to see them winning back to back. But this was a good one for them. They got a last-minute goal, making sure that they grab all 3 points in this particular match on Matchday 7 of the UEFA Champions League. And now let me take you to another game, that is Bayer Leverkusen and then Olympiacos. This particular game, Bayer Leverkusen, things are not really going all that well for them ever since they sacked Erik ten Hag. Some few matches heading into this season, he was sacked and they have a new coach. And it's quite unfortunate one for Leverkusen losing that game away from home by 2-0. Hopefully, they could come back and make amends and hopefully get to the top. They have another match to play in the Champions League, some couple of matches. Let's see what happens to Bayer Leverkusen. Now let's talk about Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur and then Borussia Dortmund. These two clubs. For Borussia Dortmund, they are doing quite well. But for Tottenham Hotspur, back in the Premier League, they've been poor. Everybody knows the kind of form Tottenham Hotspur has been since Thomas Frank took charge of the team this season. But I will not blame them, because when you look at Thomas Frank, since when he took over as Brentford head coach, he's done quite. He was given some ample of time to develop those squad. People may say they may have some average squad, but then when you look at Tottenham Hotspur, there is going to be a lot of pressure coming to him that he's expected to win matches day in and day out. But things are not going well for him in the Premier League though. But for the Champions League, he's doing well. He's fourth in the Champions League after that 2-0 defeat to Borussia Dortmund. So hopefully, maybe if things doesn't go well for Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League, maybe things could go on well for them in the Champions League, because they are currently fourth. Hopefully they get to the top. The Champions League, hopefully let's see what happens for them, because the knockout stage will determine where their fate will lie. Because for this particular group stage, if you should find yourself out of the drop zone, you get to qualify. So let's see what Tottenham Hotspur will bring on board in this particular UEFA Champions League. But we hope that this kind of form in the Champions League, maybe they could replicate it in the Premier League, and let's see what happens. But let's move to another big game that also happened, that has to do with Inter Milan and Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal winning that game by 3-1. Gabriel Jesus scoring a brace, and then Victor Joerz also getting a goal, and to make sure that the Gunners get all the maximum 3 points. I mean, this season has to be the Gunners season. It surely has to be their season, because trust me, they've been on fine form. I mean, Victor Joerz came in because Gabriel Jesus wasn't really playing, wasn't having playing time because of injuries. Now Gabriel Jesus is back. Victor Joerz not really scoring, but I think he scores when we least expect that. I think for him to be doing this, it's a good one for him. I mean, the day that you don't expect him to score, he scores. The day that you expect him to score, he doesn't score. Maybe Mikel Arteta knows what he's doing with this particular Arsenal squad, because they've had players in abundance, and they have players who maybe if someone should go to injury, they have someone to replace him. I mean, I was expecting Joerz to start this particular game, but unfortunately Gabriel Jesus started, and it's paid off for us now in this particular game, especially playing away from home at the San Siro. I mean, this is a place that you are unlikely to win games, but I mean, this is Arsenal, this is their season. Hopefully this season, let's see what they get to win. We hope that they win multiple trophies this season, looking at the kind of form they have in the Champions League, the Premier League, and the FA Cup, and all other competitions. And so, moving on from Arsenal now, let's talk about Real Madrid against AS Monaco. Real Madrid, they made sure that they made their presence well known by thrashing Monaco by 6-1. That's 6-1. Vinicius Jr getting a brace, and then a couple of players, Mosantino, Mbappe, and the rest. Jude Bellingham also got a goal with Vinicius Jr. He was adjudged the man of the match, winning that MVP. I mean, Vinicius Jr. most of the times, we've not really seen the Vinicius Jr. Back in the couple of games, and coming into this particular game, he made sure that he got two goals in this particular match against AS Monaco at the Bernabeu, and it's also a good one for Alvaro Arbeloa, the new head coach for Real Madrid. Hopefully he can turn things around for Real Madrid, and I hope that management will give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, Monaco is not a team to just come by and beat them by 6-1 just like that. I mean, for him to do that, especially for Vinicius Jr., anytime he gets the ball, people get to boo at him. But today, he was the man of the moment, scoring that two goals, to give him that confidence, hopefully heading into the weekend, and that is the La Liga. Let's see what Vinicius Jr. and Real Madrid, and as far as Arbeloa too, let's see what they get to offer us in the UEFA Champions League. But finally, let's talk about one particular game. I mean, defending champions PSG, they lost away from home by 2-1 to Portuguese side Sporting CP. Luis Suarez getting 2 goals in this particular match. Not the Luis Suarez that we all know. This is a different Luis Suarez who plays for Sporting CP. He got the 2 goals for Sporting CP to give them a 2-1 win over PSG. That is the defending champions of the UEFA Champions League. But who do you think? Which of the results do you think impressed you in this particular Matchday 7 of the UEFA Champions League? You can share your thoughts with us on our media sports on YouTube and all our social media channels. And don't forget to also share your comments with us, and then like our content, and then share with your friends. And my name is Amos Mama Boy.